Our top story this Friday night. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has gone into damage control mode in poll-bound Maharashtra. Just months ahead of the assembly elections in the state, the Prime Minister today apologized in Mumbai for the collapse of a statue of Chhatrapati Shivaji in Sindhudurg. The statue, which had been unveiled in the presence of the Prime Minister just 8 months ago, has become a major talking point in the state. The opposition claims the statue was built in haste with corruption, with an eye on the Lok Sabha polls. It's a charge the government refutes and blames the Indian Navy instead. What's the truth and why is a statue becoming such a big talking point? It's our top story tonight.
मेरे आराध्य देव छत्रपति शिवाजी महाराज की उनके चरणों में मस्तक रख के माफी मांगता हूं.
Prime Minister Modi apologizing for the collapse of Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj's statue in Maharashtra's Sindhudurg district.
मेरे लिए छत्रपति शिवाजी महाराज ये सिर्फ नाम नहीं है. हमारे लिए छत्रपति शिवाजी महाराज ये सिर्फ राजा महाराजा राजपुरुष मात्र नहीं है. हमारे लिए छत्रपति शिवाजी महाराज आराध्य देव है. और मैं आज सर झुका करके मेरे आराध्य देव छत्रपति शिवाजी महाराज की उनके चरणों में मस्तक रख के माफी मांगता हूं.
The collapse of Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj's statue in Maharashtra's Sindhudurg district has triggered a big political storm. Months before the state heads to polls, the statue collapse has become an issue of Maratha pride. Under fire, Maharashtra Chief Minister has also apologized again.
छत्रपति शिवाजी महाराज तो हमारे लिए भगवान है, ईश्वर है, देवता है. उनके सामने, उनके चरणों पर एक बार नहीं 100 बार माथा टेकने के लिए हम तैयार हैं. उसमें हमें कोई कमी नहीं महसूस होगी, क्योंकि उनके ही आदर्श पर इस राज्य का कारोबार शुरू है.
But the Mahavikas Aghadi is not buying the apologies.
बहुत बड़ी दुख की बात है. उस निर्माण में बहुत बड़ा भ्रष्टाचार हुआ. ये भ्रष्ट सरकार ने छत्रपति शिवाजी महाराज को भी नहीं छोड़ा.
प्रधानमंत्री से उद्घाटन करवाना था, एक बड़ा इवेंट करना था, इसलिए 3 साल जिस पुतले को बनाने में लग सकते थे उसको 6 महीने आपने करा दिया. और उसकी चोट चुनाव में महायुति के नेताओं को सहन करनी पड़ी.
The Maharashtra government has announced plans to install a larger statue at the same site, while the Indian Navy has pledged to expedite efforts to repair and reinstate the statue. Meanwhile, a structural consultant has been arrested in connection with the statue collapse. Bureau Report, India Today.
So will the Prime Minister's apology now result in damage control? Is this purely a damage control exercise? Why is a Chhatrapati Shivaji statue such an emotive issue in Maharashtra? Was there corruption in the statue project? Or is this entire issue of the statue a diversion from some of the real issues confronting Maharashtra ahead of elections? Joining me on our face-off tonight, Shehzad Poonawalla, the BJP's evergreen spokesperson, and Clyde Crasto, spokesperson of the Nationalist Congress Party. Shehzad Poonawalla, the Prime Minister, who rarely apologizes on any issue, has chosen to apologize on the Chhatrapati Shivaji fallen statue issue. What is the message that the Prime Minister is sending? Because the opposition says it's too little too late.
The Prime Minister, who rarely commits sins that need him to apologize, has apologized for something that he has not done. Let's correct that line. Because India Today, I think, is a very verifiable and very creditable organization. I read from the India Today 27th August report. Navy has started investigations into the collapse. Team of experts is investigating. Navy confirmed to India Today that the construction and installation was done by the Navy. The tender was given by the Navy. I am sure Rajdeep Sardesai, who anchors at 9 p.m. on India Today, would not discount a report of India Today. The India Today report also goes on to report that the PWD of the Maharashtra government in fact found rust and wrote to the Navy on 20th August itself. So clearly it wasn't the Maharashtra government to fail or to fault, but even then, Prime Minister Narendra Modi...
So you are saying the Navy is to blame? Just a minute, sir. Mr. Poonawalla, are you saying the Indian Navy is to blame? Are you saying the Indian Navy is responsible for the collapse of this statue and not the Maharashtra government, considering the structural engineer and other appointments were made by the Maharashtra government?
I am only saying what the India Today report is saying. If you concluded that the India Today report is blaming the Navy, then I take your words. If you don't conclude that from the India Today report, then I will withdraw those words. So whatever the India Today report has concluded, I have quoted verbatim. And I am sure your English, my English and India Today's English is very good for the audience to understand. Let me continue, Rajdeep. Rajdeep, apart from that, the Maharashtra government has taken strictest action, including filing the FIR against the contractor and the sculptor, including attempt to murder cases, and Chetan Patel has already been arrested. But here is a situation I want to draw, and give me just 20-30 seconds to finally wind up what I want to say. There is something that happened with the 45 kilometers per hour wind speed. Navy constructed it, Navy did everything. Even then, we have shown the magnanimity to go and apologize because we consider Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj to be a Aradhya. This was not done intentionally, it was not done deliberately, anybody can say, including India Today's report. But what is done deliberately and intentionally? Rahul Gandhi calls Savarkar coward, Darpok. Court has issued him notice on defamation suit filed by Savarkar's family. Alok Sharma sitting on Anjana, whom Kashyap's show abuses Maharashtrians and called them rapists. Congress booklet on Savarkar says that kitne veer the Savarkar. This is after Indira Gandhi has praised him. Then James Lane, and you would remember this, Raji, because you used to report back then from Maharashtra. James Lane was allowed to pen the most objectionable book on Shivaji Maharaj at Bori Institute, which was funded by Maharashtra government, and the government did nothing till BJP Shiv Sena raised the issue. At that time, Shiv Sena was with us. The Uddhav Thackeray faction was also with us. And then the Maharashtra government banned the book, but it could not even uphold the ban in High Court and Supreme Court, and did the most biggest appeal. Forget everything else. Clyde Castro, my friend, is there on this debate. When we renamed Aurangabad to Chhatrapati Shivaji Nagar, 50 people from NCP resigned and Congress opposed it. I want to ask Mr. Clyde Castro two questions today. A, did they take any action or did they say anything when Veer Savarkarji was insulted by Rahul Gandhi? B, what is the stand of their alliance on the naming of Aurangabad as Chhatrapati Shivaji Nagar?
Okay, let him answer this. I'll come back to you on the statue in a moment. But Clyde Castro, do you want to take those questions? According to the BJP, who is the Congress or the opposition to talk about Chhatrapati Shivaji when, according to the BJP, they insult Veer Savarkar deliberately? This was an act of God, if I may call it. The winds were responsible for it. It was not a human error.
Rajdeep, first and foremost, who is Shehzad Poonawalla to ask me questions? I'm not on his show. I would never go on his show. You are here to ask me questions. You ask me a question, I'm answering.
He's put a question, secondly, you should answer it.
When he asks question, no, I don't need to answer him. Who is he? Why should I answer him?
Okay, I'll ask you that question. I'll ask you that question. According to the BJP, the Congress and the NCP don't have the locus standi because they have... The Congress in particular, Rahul Gandhi in particular, according to the BJP, has targeted Veer Savarkar, another icon of Maharashtra.
So that's his personal opinion. He has all the right to do so. That's his personal opinion. That's all. He has all the right to do so. We are together on a common minimum program to serve the people of Maharashtra, and we are working towards it. So that's his prerogative to say what he wants to say and ask whatever question he wants to say. Why should I question him?
So what's your point of view on it? Give me your point of view.
Our point of view is that he has the right to ask his own questions that he's asking. Let him ask what he's asking and let his people answer. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I'm asking you a question because I'm on your show. You are the anchor. Answer me this question. Are these people trying to put Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj, someone whom we revere, who is a god for us, on the same pedestal, on the same platform as Savarkar? Tell them to answer the people of Maharashtra. Say that for us, Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj are God and Savarkar are on the same pedestal. Ask them to answer that question. Then we start talking from there. Because for me, Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj is our God and I put him on the highest pedestal. And that's how the people of Maharashtra do. They revere Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj. So
Okay.
don't put them on the same pedestal. If you're putting them on the same pedestal, tell the people of Maharashtra.
Shehzad Poonawalla, you want to respond to that by bringing in Veer Savarkar? Are you equating Veer Savarkar with Chhatrapati Shivaji? Is the charge which is being made that you're diverting from the core issue, which is a statue was built in haste so that the Prime Minister could inaugurate it ahead of the election. The charge which is being made, a statue which was meant to be 6 feet, became 35 feet, was constructed in haste so that the Prime Minister could get a photo op with it ahead of the elections. That's the charge being made by the opposition.
Rajdeep, when we try to divide even the great legends of this country who fought for this country, whether it was against the Britishers or whether it was against the Mughal invaders, I think we are doing a great disservice. Rajdeep, not in my capacity to separate Ma from Matritva, Hindu from Hindutva, Surya from the Surya ki Roshni. And therefore I can't put two people, two greats like Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj and Veer Savarkar ji. I can't make the division that MV,
No, are you
this
equating
Mahavikas
them?
Aghadi can make.
Are
It
you
can go to any
seriously
extent.
equating
It divides
Chhatrapati
even Hindu
Shivaji with
society.
Veer Savarkar? Are you seriously equating Chhatrapati Shivaji, Shehzad Poonawalla with Veer Savarkar?
Rajdeep Sardesai, I will only quote what Mr. Sharad Pawar has said about Veer Savarkar ji. He called him one of the greatest of patriots. Indira Gandhi ji said that he was one of the greatest sons of the nation. Indira Gandhi ji undermined Veer Savarkar ji. Today the question is not whether the two are comparable. That is a hoax question you are trying to put when the debate is not about that. The debate is about Samman for all our national icons, and national icons
No,
are
sir, the debate,
Savarkar ji also
if
and
I may tell,
Chhatrapati
no,
Shivaji
just a
Maharaj.
minute,
And my
Mr.
question is
Poonawalla.
simple.
The
One
debate,
second,
and I may
Rajdeep.
tell this to you and Mr.
Rajdeep.
Crasto, the debate is there corruption in the project? A project which was 6 feet, which was supposed to be 6 feet tall, becomes a 35-foot statue. There's a cost
We will come to
escalation.
that.
There's a cost
We will
escalation
come
and
to
it's
that.
fast
We will
forwarded because
come to
according
that.
to the opposition, the Prime Minister wanted to inaugurate it as a
Rajdeep,
photo op. That's the
Rajdeep,
issue. Are we making even
Rajdeep,
statues, events and photo
Rajdeep.
ops? Your response. Clyde, please wait.
Rajdeep, I promise to you that I will come to this question you have asked me in 30 seconds. Just be patient with me for 30 seconds. Let me complete my last chain of thought. The question that I asked Clyde Castro was not just about Veer Savarkar ji, which he said he doesn't want to answer because I'm a Pasmanda Muslim. I come from Pune, which is a city which is associated with Shivaji Maharaj. No problem. The question also was asked that Aurangabad has been renamed as Chhatrapati Shivaji Nagar. Do you support it or do you oppose it? Not a word was said on that. The question was also asked that Alok Sharma of Congress abused Maharashtrians, calling them rapists. Do you accept or do you support or do you not support? Nothing was said. Anyways, now coming to your question. Rajdeep, I want to ask you one question because we are having a dialogue and in a conversation, we can ask each other questions. You said that was this done in a haste? Was this done to do the photo op? Was there corruption? All legitimate questions. All questions must be answered. They will be subject to an investigation which the FIR has been filed. But I want to ask you, do you think the Navy of this country will do something like that for a photo op of any person, or the Navy will indulge in any corrupt practices? And I believe India today has said that the tendering was done by the Navy, the entire conceptualization, designing and the timelines was decided by the Navy. Navy comes under pressure of nobody. And since we are talking about Navy, just one fun fact for you, Rajdeep. Till very recently, the Navy had an ensign of George Cross. I know many people like Cross and George, but when it was changed to Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj's Nishan, this opposition which is saying about Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj, they opposed it. Not one word was said to welcome it.
Okay,
I want to ask, where is the statement welcoming that the naval ensign had Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj's
Okay, Shehzad,
naval chap, not George ka cross?
You've raised a variety of issues and Clyde Castro should answer each. Clyde Castro, the first issue, and there Shehzad Poonawalla is right. The Navy has
think you
ordered
would have
an
liked the
investigation.
cross.
Just a minute.
Clyde
the Navy
would
has
have liked
ordered
the
an
cross.
investigation. Are you saying the Navy is
No,
involved
Clyde's
in corruption, or are you saying the
predispensation is towards
Shinde
cross.
government is involved in
What is
corruption in
Shehzad
the
saying?
building of this statue?
What is Shehzad saying? One minute. What is Shehzad saying?
I said that your
What about
I
the
said
cross?
that your dispensation. I said your dispensation seems. I'm saying your dispensation was towards naval ensign having George Cross, not Shivaji Maharaj's ensign, because you have not welcomed it. Because you did not welcome Aurangabad being
Shehzad.
named as Chhatrapati Shivaji Nagar.
Shehzad.
I understand sometimes
Shehzad.
you put
Shehzad Poonawalla, let him
before
respond now.
politics or
No,
before-
Mr.
Shehzad,
Poonawalla,
one
it's
second. Now
only
you
fair
ask-
that
you
he
said
gets
something.
equal time.
No,
He
no,
hasn't
Shehzad.
spoken. Mr. Crasto,
Shehzad.
respond to the questions now.
Shehzad.
Please respond to the question that I have raised. Do you, Mr. Clyde Castro, do you blame the Indian Navy or the Maharashtra government? Please answer it straight.
To answer me 5 seconds.
No, Mr. Poonawala, you cannot now let him respond.
Forward. Oh man. See, Rajdeep, it's a clear cut that the Maharashtra government has failed. The PWD was involved in it. It was their duty. There are PWD officers saying that they're the nuts and bolts of Russia. So what were they doing for being quiet? They should have said it right then. And the BJP, one BJP leader will blame the Navy, the other one will say we are nationalists, so will not blame the Navy. They're playing here and there. The Navy is not to be blamed. The Navy commissioned it, but the PWD people were in charge. They should have checked the statute the way it is. Now I want to tell you about the question being raised. Now I'm quite surprised, that Shehzad is raising a question. I'm not answering because I don't care about him. Now you are being a postman and asking me this question. Fair enough. I'll answer you this question. About Shambhaji Nagar, who said we opposed it? Who said we oppose it and why will we oppose it? We don't oppose it. There's nothing of the opposition there. So I'm quite surprised that you're playing postman today and asking Shehzad's question to me. Go ahead and ask more questions. I'm here to answer all of them.
No. Are you very clear that Aurangabad being renamed Shambhaji Nagar was the right decision? Yes or no?
We have not opposed it. Absolutely not opposed it. Whatever has been passed by the government stands today.
Number two, Mr. Castro, 1 minute.
Answer question. Yeah.
Number two, Mr. Castro, are you very clear that it's not the Indian Navy which has to answer the questions on the fallen statue, but it is the Maharashtra government? Or is that with one eye on the election that you're making it an emotive issue?
Absolutely. See, you can say what you want to say, Rajdeep. You have your prerogative to say those things. But the blame rests on the Maharashtra government. They have failed because of the substandard work, because the contract was given to somebody who was inexperienced. There is corruption in it. And the question that the Honorable Prime Minister, because he's my Prime Minister also, after being elected, he becomes the Prime Minister of my country. He's my Prime Minister. He said, sorry, apologize. That's a very, I welcome it. Respect for him for saying that. But he could have also said, they keep saying there's a technical team that has been set up to look into the, investigation. He should have also said it. He should have also told the Maharashtra government कि आपने ये जो कमिटी रखा है आप ध्यान दीजिए कि अच्छी तरह ये काम होगा और जो जिसने गलती की है अगर करप्शन है भ्रष्टाचार है तो हम उसके ऊपर कार्रवाई करेंगे. He should have said all these things.
Okay. Well, the structural engineer has been arrested in the case. Can I though in conclusion ask both of you, because I've got the Himachal Chief Minister waiting, but I want to ask both of you a simple question. Shehzad, you first. In Maharashtra, we have dozens of Shivaji statues. In your view, Shehzad Poonawala, do you believe that this entire issue is a distraction at some level from the real issues? I don't see any leaders apologize when hundreds of farmers in my state of Maharashtra commit suicide because of agrarian distress. And that pains me. Do you believe, Shehzad Poonawala, that human lives matter less? I haven't heard any chief minister, prime minister apologize for the loss of lives of farmers. A statue comes down and it becomes an emotional issue. And this is to both the government and the opposition, that you all play politics over statues and you forget human lives. Hundreds of farmers, thousands of them, have died in Maharashtra over the last 20-25 years, committed suicide because of agrarian distress. You first, Shehzad, and then Clyde to conclude.
Rajdeep, I can sense your pain when asking this question, especially on a day like today, when Jagdish Tytler has been charged, because that time the Prime Minister used to say, बड़ा पेड़ गिरता है तो 3,000 सिख मारे जाते हैं, हुआ तो हुआ. So now, from there, when you see a culture when Prime Minister apologizes, it is a drastic difference for people like you, and I don't believe you are a postman. It is bad that India Alliance is also now insulting you. It is very wrong. They should not do this. And 1,200 farmers died in Karnataka. India Today put a very good report, and I think we should all shed a tear also for those 1,200 farmers. But
I don't hear anyone apologizing then. No one apologizes. You're saying it on my show. I have never heard a politician apologize for the death of farmers.
Because Rajdeep, because just like your eye does not catch many stories, for instance, your eye did not catch the 1,200 Kisan of Karnataka dying. Did you do a debate on it? Show me the date and time of the debate of Karnataka of 1,200 farmers. If you show me the time and date, I will tell you who has apologized, who has not apologized. I challenge you on your show. Show me one debate you have done.
We've reported on it extensively,
India Today filed 1,200 farmers.
We've reported on it. Every issue is not necessary. We have reported on Karnataka farmers as well.
Your 9 p.m. debate, not
okay.
report.
I asked you a question, you are asking me a counter question. I am going to Clyde Castro to conclude the debate. I am Clyde Castro.
काउंटर कर रहे हैं, आप मुझे बोलने तो दीजिए.
30 seconds.
है ना वहां का पक्ष रखने के लिए.
30 seconds. Go ahead.
है, मुझे बात तो पूरी करने
30 seconds.
Yeah, see, first of all, NCP did oppose the naming of Aurangabad. Even Congress opposed it. And I asked one question to Clyde. Clyde, were you more faithful to George's cross than to Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj's seal? Because when it was put in the naval ensign, Clyde Castro never issued a statement welcoming it. If he did, if NCP officially did, show it to me and shut me up.
Okay, I don't recall NCP officially opposing Sambhaji Nagar. Shehzad Punawala, you can, NCP did not officially oppose Sambhaji Nagar, but I will give you Clyde Castro the final word. You all are making this an emotional issue. When will you make emotional issues what I believe is the real crisis facing Maharashtra, which is agrarian distress?
Rajdeep. No. I'll tell you what, Rajdeep. You know why Shehzad is asking me this particular question? He calls me a friend. I'd love to be his friend. You know why he's asking me this question about the cross and the Shivaji Maharaj name is because my name is Clyde Castro. पण शेजात पुनावाला तू पुण्यात जन्माला असेल की काय मला माहित नाही. पण तू क्लाइड क्रास्टोला क्रॉस आणि शिवाजी महाराज बद्दल यांना वेगळं वेगळं करून बोलला ना. अरे थांब ना जरा. तुला मराठी नाही समजत असेल तुम्ही. अरे पण तुला मराठी नाही समजत असेल ना. अरे थांब ना जरा. अरे भैऱ्या थांब ना जरा.
अरे
तू बोलत असताना मी बोललो
नाही. क्लाइड शेजाद. प्लीज.
No.
एवढं कॉम्युनल अँगल नको द्या.
No, that's it. Time out. You know, the problem is that we then reach a stage of personal attacks which we do not want on this show. I raise the question again. I do hope that those who've apologized, those whose heart bleeds when a statue of Chhatrapati Shivaji comes down, opposition or government will also have their heart bleed when farmers commit suicide in my state. Then I will say that the politicians of Maharashtra or indeed this country are truly changing.